Hey sewing friends, so today's video, it'll be a real quick video. I just thought I'd update you on the progress I'm making on my Pinterest, my latest Pinterest inspiration, and I'll put a photo here. I kind of saw this outfit and I thought that I had everything already in my stash, so I really liked that I could actually use my stash, not have to really buy anything, and I could come up with this great outfit that I could wear to work. And actually I could, because the skirt is sort of white with black polka dots, I can see myself wearing it in the summer as well with maybe a tank top or a black tank top. But anyhow, I started on the top, the black sweater knit, or the black sweater today. And so I'd had this sweater knit in my stash. It is a soft brush sweater knit from Style Maker Fabric. And I actually only had 1.25 yards of this. And I don't know why I bought that amount. I don't know if I had a specific project for it, because 1.25 yards really doesn't make a lot. So the pattern that I had decided to use was Simplicity 9385. And in looking at all the views, they all need 1 3/4 yards or 1 5/8 yards. So I'm like, ugh, you know, what could I do? Because originally I wanted to make, let me see, I think view C, but without the turtleneck. Okay, of the 4 views, 2 of them have sleeves that have gathers at the shoulder. I wasn't interested in the gathers at the shoulders, but I did like the idea of having the waistband or the band at the bottom of the sweater. When I look at my Pinterest inspiration, when I look really close, you can see that it's what a raglan sleeve. It just comes off, you know, the sleeve is just part of the bodice. It comes here, there's a seam, and then the second half of the sleeve is connected, you know, after way down here. And actually, well, in looking at that, I thought, okay, that's actually a much cooler sweater than, you know, this. But this is in my stash, this is what I'm using, and this is kind of what I wanted to. You know, I've been thinking about this for a while, and I really wanted just kind of almost not quite a sweatshirt feel, but just something very basic. You know, at first I thought maybe I could use the Cashmere Concord t-shirt and maybe do a bigger size, but the Concord really goes in at the waist and then out at the hips. I didn't want that much shape on this. So it's pretty much complete. It's just really just a basic pullover sweater. I like that it has a high collar here, or a high neckline, versus a low scoop. I still have to figure out what to do with the sleeves. And let me explain what's going on with the sleeves. Okay, here, usually it has a cuff. So here is the cuff pattern piece that I traced out. Okay, and here's the little notch. And then here is the sleeve pattern piece, and when you line up the notches, you will see that the sleeve is wider than the cuff. So, and that makes sense, because, you know, you just sort of gather it in, and it kind of gives you a little gather here at the bottom. But because this fabric is so drapey and kind of heavy, the sleeve actually now hits me here at the wrist. So I'm trying to decide, do I just want to sort of taper out, you know, the end of the sleeve and just fold it over and have a regular ending to the sleeve, or do I want to maybe take a couple inch, like 1.5 inches or 2 inches off of this sleeve, then add the cuff piece and sort of get that, you know, kind of gathered look. And I think that's the way that I want to go. Now that I think about it, I think that's the way that I want to go. So I just need to finish the sleeves, but other than that, everything is all done. And I'm really happy with this. It's super, super basic. There's nothing really special about it, but I like how the fabric feels, and I like how I feel in it. It's hard to explain. You know, sometimes you make something that may not look great, but you feel comfortable in it. And when you feel comfortable in your clothes, you feel good, and you feel good about yourself. So I'm very pleased with this. pullover sweater, nothing special. Now, one of the problems that I was having with this skirt is that the lining I had bought was a Bemberg, which I thought would be perfect, but when I put the two together, I could totally see through it. It just was not going to work. So the Bemberg's not going to work. Save that for another project. I did, though, find that I have this white viscose, a Lady McElroy. Yeah, it's a challis. Okay, so it's 100% viscose challis. And believe it or not, this just is not quite as sheer as the Bemberg. So when I put it together with the silk georgette, it if the lighting is just right, I'm sure there's going to be a little bit, but it's one of those ones where it's going to be so subtle, and unless you're going to look and stare, I don't think it's going to be an issue. I just want to make sure that I'm wearing nude undergarments and not wearing, like, you know, bright pink undies or anything, but the viscose will be fine for the lining for the skirt. The only thing I'm wondering about, and I don't know, I'll try and zoom in on the Pinterest. It almost looks, if you look right near the waistband, it looks almost like that might be a gathered skirt, you know? I thought it was maybe pleated or something, and the pattern that I was going to use has pleats in it, but now I'm wondering if maybe I want to do gathers, and that would also kind of bunch up the skirt and make it a little bit more, not more opaque, but, you know, it'll just add more, make it more difficult to see through. So I don't know, that's another thing I need to think about, and I'll make a decision on that tomorrow when I start sewing up the skirt. So a couple of sewing related gifts I got from Santa this year. My lovely daughter, my youngest daughter, gave me a gift certificate to Britex. So I am super excited to look either online, or actually I think I want to drive to San Francisco and look in the store. And then I got this really cool book that I'd asked for called Stitching La Mode, Patterns and Dressmaking Plates from 1785 to 1795. And what's cool about this is, for one, I do love the, I guess what's the word, how elaborate the dresses were, how decorative and all they are. But all the patterns in here, you have to size up. So I'm actually looking forward, and I remember reading the reviews online and all that. It's actually, they were saying that it's very easy to take the patterns that are in here and size them up or whatever, so that you can actually sew some of these garments that they have. So I'm finding that pretty exciting, because I think that'll give me a lot more. Oh, look, they have boning and corsets. Look at this stuff, you guys. Oh, I am so excited to read and learn about this. And then my absolute favorite Christmas gift that's kind of sewing related that I got was from my wonderful husband. He bought me a clock for my sewing room, and I'll try and get a picture of it here. But the thing is, he didn't wrap it up and put it under the tree. He just put it up in my sewing room. So it was probably well into afternoon when I was in my sewing room, when I happened to look up and I saw it, and I just went, hey! Because it is adorable. It has a sewing machine on it. It does say Polly's Sewing Room. And the fact that he just sort of put it up there and let me discover it, I thought was really sweet. So that's actually my favorite gift of this season this year. So I hope you guys enjoyed your holiday season as well, and I will see you next time. Bye, guys.